Hello, dear Cancer. This is your February 2021 horoscope. I am Jamie Dawn, your professional psychic advisor, success coach, evolutionary, revolutionary astrologer. And let's talk about some of the big energies that are moving around for the month of February, give you a little glimpse as to what you may be working with. And we're going to start with Mars, still in Taurus. Started January 6th, and it is still moving through Taurus all month, and it's been moving through your 11th house, which is your house of group activities, organizations. It's the house of hopes and wishes as well, and friendships. And so what you may be already working with and then continuing to activate are group activities, cooperative efforts, and helping you to achieve the goals that you have been working with, possibly setting in January. Now you need others in order to get some of these actions into place. Now, granted, there is a Mercury retrograde. We just entered it at the end of January. So Mercury retrograde has a way of giving a little hiccups here and there, and it is squaring off with Mars this month. So there may be quite a bit of tension when you're trying to communicate what you have been putting into place, if you're doing any sort of review around it and trying to get to that next level. This month could have some frustrations when it comes to manifesting it. However, do keep in mind that if you can continue to go with the flow, that this can offer you a way of still getting things done without stepping on other people's toes. Just have to keep that ego in check, because sometimes we can get carried away with our plan and we've done all this preparation. We put so much energy into it. That's the Mars, that we just want to get it done no matter what. And we may try and dominate others. So be very careful, Cancer, that you're able to step back, take your time. That'll be the gift, because we do have Jupiter and Saturn still in Aquarius in your 8th house, and it's going to be canoodling. Mercury will be canoodling with Jupiter and Saturn. And so it's offering patience and it's offering opportunities to be able to take your time, especially when you're dealing with the groups and organizations. It's difficult when we're working with personalities, because everybody has a projection of their ideas, a projection of their belief systems, a projection of whatever emotions may be stored up inside of them. And so, Cancer, you could be challenged when these things are expressed. However, here's the gift. Mercury retrograding through that 8th house, you are more intuitive than usual. And it is coming through your internal work. So you can, if you listen deeply, then you can pick up all these hidden clues around what people are saying or not saying. You can read between the lines. It's a really good time. Now, I realize Mercury retrograde does have a tendency to be the trickster as well. So remember, not everything is as it appears to be. This is a great time to do some of that planning, strategizing, preparation, maybe even some research on a particular subject matter. So if the group or a friend that you're working with brings an issue up and says, this isn't working, or we need to readjust, there's a lot of readjusting that happens in February, then you can take a step back and do some research. Also keep in mind that there could be some sensitive or intimate matters that come up as Mercury, Saturn, Jupiter all are transiting this 8th house of yours. So there's an invitation to take some of those talks behind the scenes during this month. And that what may actually come about come March, April, is that the conclusions that you work with the other individual or the group with can be refined in a way that has more power and it has more influence to do greater good in the world. Now, there's also a possibility here that you, especially as Venus is going to move into Aquarius on February 2nd, that you could attract a financial boost, that there is a possible gain, maybe through a partnership or just through some efforts that you've been trying to solidify, that you've been waiting for those results, and now it comes back to you. It's also possible that you may be revisiting some old issues in relationships, or there is something that is healing for you in regards to relationships or finances. You may be more inclined to smooth over differences with a partnership. It could be romantic or business, but it has to do with sharing power, or it has to do with sharing resources in a way that may affect you financially. And there's a lot of emotional charge involved. With Venus here, especially because she'll be in Aquarius, she can help you take an objective approach. And remember, Mercury, being of the mind, also can help you to, really check in first and not get so emotionally attached, and then be able to approach the subject matter through an objective lens. Intimate relationships are going to be intensified during this month, especially as we have a new moon in Aquarius on February 11th, right before Valentine's Day. So your thoughts may turn towards a little nostalgia, because Cancer has a way of looking backwards, and you may feel as though you're ready to solidify a romance. If you're single, the best way for you to meet somebody this month is actually going to be using some form of technology, thinking out of the box, being able to do things maybe differently, opening yourself up maybe to a different type of partner. So if you're somebody who has a particular type of person that you're normally attracted to, give yourself permission to open up to meeting anybody and everybody, and then using your intuitive nature to vet out who that person is, if they're really in alignment with you, that sort of thing. And I would say that as the sun moves into Pisces, February 18th, it will be trining your sun in the ninth, and the sun will be in the ninth house for you, that it will open up and expand your horizons, that this particular person that you may canoodle with at the beginning of the month or during the month, they may help you to expand your belief system to say, I once had a particular type, but now I am actually more open to learning about other cultures, other backgrounds, maybe something deeper inside of myself that I didn't already know. And this is also a wonderful opportunity towards the end of the month, if you have some sort of publishing, some sort of writing or communication, maybe there's been some public speaking you've been wanting to do, haven't been able to do it, that by the full moon, which is in Virgo, February 27th, that may be a time to execute it, because Mercury will have gone direct by then, still be in shadow, but it's okay to launch it. It's okay to get it out there, especially as you've been planning and working with it behind the scenes. So Cancer, for this month, your main focus is actually going to be on your intimate relationships. Doesn't always mean sex. It just means those that you feel vulnerable and safe with. And so it's going to be important to keep in the back of your mind something I've said on some other videos, and that is, when the relationship is more important than the subject matter, it's worth pursuing, it's worth working through, it's worth healing and dealing with. And so I will offer that the month of February can have a lot of great healing properties for you. And you can take on an objective role, an objective view that you wouldn't normally have when your emotions are all tied up in it. So really use this time to be able to have those conversations quietly, maybe behind the scenes, and then come March, April, you might be ready to share with the world all the wonderful healing that has taken place. All right, Cancer, I hope that you have a great month, and I'd love for you to comment, like, subscribe, share these videos. Also, connect with me at jamiedawn.com. Take care, Cancer.